All right. Sorry that took a lot longer than I thought. The setup was kind of complicated. This is my first live stream. I guess not my first live stream, but I've live streamed before, but it was more of like me taking objects like car shows and stuff like that on my phone. So I've never done this where you guys are actually watching me. Hopefully you guys were patient. Thank you. I appreciate that. Next time will be a much smoother process. I thought it was as easy as clicking like go live, and it was. I just made it complicated. So I had to download some weird software, but thanks for being patient with me. Looks like we have 4 people watching, so that's cool. You guys stuck around past 8 o'clock, so appreciate that. Kind of want to do this as a first live stream, see how it goes. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay and you don't just see moving lips. So let me know if you guys can hear me. I think you guys should be able to chat. Again, this is my first live stream, so let me know what you guys are hearing or seeing, if anything. It looks like we lost somebody, so awesome, Tony. Oh, thank you. T. Grigor 1. I know who you are. Thanks for watching, guys. I mean, I kind of was going to make this just a pretty simple video, just going to ask what you guys wanted to see, get your thoughts on the channel. If you guys had any questions, I was going to talk about the LA Auto Show if you guys wanted me to, or we can talk about something else. We can talk about my car. We can talk about your guys' cars, so feel free to, shoot out whatever. I'm sure there's going to be trolls on here at some point, but we'll try to ignore them. So appreciate the people that are on right now. So hope you guys are doing well. Oh, Tony, you're driving a semi-truck right now. That's I don't recommend you watch me while driving a semi, but if you are, I appreciate it. I mean, if I'm what you got going on, then that's awesome. So I don't know too much about semis, but what kind of brand is it? I don't want you to type, so you don't have to answer that. But thank you for showing up. I guess I'll start talking about the LA Auto Show. It was pretty awesome. We were out there for just pretty much 2 days, and really cool setup. I think T. Grigor, I think you went out there a few years ago, but this is my first time there, and I thought it was awesome. I thought Tony K, I'm professional, very nice. Nice job. I thought it was really cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool cars there. I thought the biggest ones were like, the Mustang Mach-E coming out. It was cool to be one of the first people to see that. I've never seen the Corvette in person. I know they've been driving around somewhere, but we haven't had any in our state, and so it was cool to see that. Thoughts on the Cybertruck? I don't like it. I don't know. To me, the design looks like something out of an 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and that's just personal opinion because I know some people love it, but I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, it's kind of grown on me a little bit more than when I first saw it, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Cybertruck. I'm more of a fan of the 2020 Freightliner Cascadia. Okay, I don't know about the Cascadia. I know Freightliner, but yeah, I don't like the Cybertruck. What are your thoughts? You know better than me about this Cybertruck, so what do you think of it? I just think the design's kind of crazy, and I know people were saying it's probably going to change by the time they release it. I think it's going to be, that's the design. I don't know if they're going to change it much, but I don't know. I don't even know how you can sit in the back seats. It seems like it slopes down, and I don't know how there's enough. It's just, I don't know if truck buyers are going to go for this car. Yeah, Tony, I agree. It's pretty dumb. I don't know. But some people are loving it. Like, there's already people that are pre-ordering it, and they say they got a lot of orders, but so T. Grigor, you said that you were at the LA show back in 2014. Can't believe it's been long. One electric vehicle versus the whole show now. Yeah, imagine the next 5 years. No, it's true. Like, the whole show was dominated by electric vehicles. I mean, every concept car was electric. There was no gas-powered concept. There was maybe a mix, like a hybrid, but every car was electric. They even had Kia had its own section that was just electric vehicles. And I don't know. It's yeah, Tony, it does look like a door wedge, the Cybertruck. I agree. That's funny. I'm going to use that, but I'm going to give you credit for it. Yeah, I don't know. The LA Auto Show was really cool. A lot of electric cars. And I mean, all the new cars coming out, even the non-concept ones are, hybrids or something. The only one I can think of that's not is like the Corvette or some of those other ones. But for the most part, they're all electric cars. it's cool to see. I'm for it. I'm really curious to see how the Mustang Mach-E does, because I think it's gotten a lot of press, and I think it's probably the only real competitor maybe to like Tesla's Model Y. I know that, Audi has its and Jaguar has its own car, but I just don't know if those ones have as much hype as the Mustang Mach-E does. And I like it. I think it's pretty cool, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on the Mustang Mach-E and the Cybertruck? They were released pretty much the same time, so I don't know if they planned that or what, but that was kind of cool to see. But let me know what you guys think about that. Overall, I really like the show, though. It was really cool. If you guys ever get a chance to go to either the LA or Detroit or New York Auto Show, I definitely recommend it. We have an auto show here in January that I go to every year, but it's similar in terms of you have the same models, or same manufacturers. You have Ford, you have Kia, you have Mercedes, but their displays are just kind of weak, in comparison. Lincoln had this entire room that you would go through as like a Lincoln experience, and Jaguar had its like owner's lounge where because my girlfriend's got the Range Rover I've talked about in the previous video, we went into this owner's lounge. They had like coffee and food, like everything's just on steroids, and so it was really cool. T. Grigor, you said 300,000 pre-orders and ticking on Cybertruck. My problem is size. It's huge. We'll have lots of road presence, though, I'm sure. Yeah, I think it's definitely polarizing. I mean, you're definitely going to be able to tell what it is driving down the road. And I just don't know how many truck drivers or people who have like, F-150s or Rams are going to convert and get a Cybertruck. I'm sure the towing is great, but like, I don't know, some of those F-350s or those Ram 3500s, they can tow like, I don't know, like a boat, a giant boat, like, 30, I'm talking about like a cruise ship boat, like 30,000 pounds. So I don't know. It's kind of, I just don't know if Cybertruck will be, I think it's meant for people who are just going to go for like an SUV and they're going to go for the Cybertruck. It's not for truck buyers, but what do I know? Tony, you said heading down to Brownsville, Texas with a load of solar panels from Mexico. Interesting. I'm wondering, is it related to any of the Tesla or Solar City, or is it something else? But probably something else. But where's my girlfriend? She is not here. So if you guys want to see her, prefer to see her than me, I totally understand. I can try to see if she can make it to the next video. It's just me right now, though, so you got to see this ugly face for however long. For yuppies is the solar panel. Got it. Yeah, I don't know. There's some homes here that have solar panels. I don't know how well they work. I mean, I'm sure for charging, if you really want to be off the grid, that's the way to go. But I just don't know if it's the future or not. I know that there's a lot of electric cars out there. I just don't know how many people are using solar panels, but I know it's growing. And then let's see. In terms of, I guess we can talk about the car. I was going to do a mod probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was before the LA Auto Show. I was going to do a mod, and unfortunately, I'm not going to spoil it because you guys will see in the video. But it comes with like 2 different parts, and they both light up. So that's a kind of a teaser. But one of the lights didn't light up with the same color as the other one, and so we had to send it back. And the process to get it shipped, it's not Amazon, it's not second-day shipping. It takes like weeks to get this product. So I'm hoping to get that product. We already shipped it back. I'm hoping to get that product probably next week. And I already know how to install it. Everything's pretty much figured out. It's just getting the lights to match because I need them to be the same color or else it's going to look really odd. And so I even started filming the video, but then we ended up plugging it in and it ended up being the wrong color. And so that's a mod that's coming. Hopefully you guys, enjoyed that last mod that I did with the exhaust system. If you guys haven't seen that, I was debating on doing a muffler delete versus the Dynamax. And honestly, I'm not disappointed. I love the Dynamax. I think it's the perfect amount. And, even where I live and I have neighbors, the Dynamax is still plenty loud. I can't imagine it being any louder in the mornings. I think that would get a lot of neighbors riled up and annoyed. Oh no, Tyler, you're good. No worries. I just make jokes. Yeah, I know that you're not trying to say that. You're no worries. I did not take it that way. I know that you kind of want to see people they're in the videos and stuff. And so sometimes I try to have like my brother in the video, my girlfriend. My dad is going to be in that video where I'm doing the lights and stuff. He's going to be helping me with the install. So no, don't worry. I did not take it that way, but ThyssenKrupp made solar panels. Got it. Okay. I've heard of that company. I know they make elevators, I think, but that's interesting. Yeah, like I feel like everybody's in the solar panel market now, but yeah. So yeah, that's what's going on with my car for the most part. Nothing really major. It's getting cold here. We're starting to get a lot of snow over Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S., but we had a lot of snow, and so I haven't really driven my car. And I took that one photo on Thanksgiving, and that's the day that it snowed, and that's it. I haven't driven the car since then. So not too many updates, unfortunately, on that car. Let's see. Tony, you bought a 2019 Hemi Ram. Those are awesome. I saw those at the car show. They're really cool looking trucks. I think, personally, my opinion, I think they're, and this isn't just me being a Dodge fan, but Ram is like my favorite of all the trucks right now, of the F-150s and the Chevys. I really like the F-150 when it first came, like the refresh came out, and then Ram came out with its refresh, and I think they're great trucks, and they can definitely tow a lot. And aluminum panels for I know that, yeah, Tony, it sounds like there's a lot of manufacturers out in Mexico building a lot of these cars that are sold here in the U.S. and stuff. So, yeah, but that's kind of what's been going on with my car, and not too much of an update. It's kind of surprising how big that video I made with the red wire lighting on the interior of my car, that video's kind of exploded. So that's really cool because I did not expect that at all. If I did, I'd probably put a lot more work into it, but it's so hard to predict what videos are going to do well and what aren't. Honestly, I thought that the exhaust system would do a little bit better than it has versus the light thing that I did that ended up having like 200,000 views. It's crazy. So thank you all out there that have been watching that. That's really appreciative. T. Grigor, inversion, go electric. Yeah, no, that's for sure. Right now here in Utah, inversion's awful. And what, if you guys aren't familiar with what inversion is, it's pretty much when you have a bit of warm air over, because we're in a valley, so we got mountains and we're in a valley. And so if you have warm air above these mountains and you have cold air down at the bottom, you're going to have this smog collection that ends up accumulating. And so you pretty much have all the pollutants and everything that your car releases, everything, the coal plants, refineries, everything's kind of stuck in this layer. And I could try to capture it in a photo and post it on the Instagram, but it's awful. Like the air quality is bad. I think they sometimes rate it worse than Beijing and LA. Like it gets that bad here. And so, yeah, electric cars is definitely, part of the solution, even though I know that they burn natural gas and stuff to produce the electricity. But overall, I mean, that's, if everybody still does it, it still should save on some of that emissions. So yeah, it's pretty bad out there. But I've been driving the Toyota so far for the past, like I said, week. No new updates on that car. I don't know if you guys want any updates on it. There's nothing super exciting. It's just a Toyota, which it's a great car, but it's not too much. Let's see. So yeah, Tony K. I'll just let you guys all read that, but thank you. I appreciate it. I would like that. That would be nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to put more work in the videos. Honestly, it's been hard because this isn't my full-time job, and so I try to bring some new content to you guys. But I don't know if it's always what you want to see, or if there's anything particular you guys want to see on the channel, I can focus on that. I kind of have a medley of different things, and I try to do car reviews. I try to do updates on my car, how-tos, advice, and so whatever you guys want to see is where I'll structure the channel. So just let me know what you prefer, or if you're happy with how it is right now. You can just say, yeah, keep going. You need to be a fan to clean the smog. That makes sense. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I was thinking you said fan as in like a fan base or something, but yeah, no, I don't know. We need something because the inversion just gets worse and worse every single year. It's just, yeah, smog everywhere, especially around the winter time. But it's kind of crept into the other seasons as well. So it's almost impossible to escape it unless you get up high in the mountains. But yeah, appreciate you guys on here. Hopefully, I'm not boring you. If there's anything that you guys want to hear specifically, type it in the comments. I'll address it. What's going on, JT Legends? How's it going? Appreciate you logging on. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Anything you guys want to see on the Challenger in particular? I I kind of stray away from doing any mechanical mods because I'm not an expert at that kind of stuff, for one. Number two, I think I still have the warranty on the car. I think it's about to expire, but I also don't want to void the warranty and cause issues. And you can upgrade power, but it sometimes sacrifices other components. And so unless you're willing to spend a lot of money to upgrade all these components, it's sometimes risky to do that. But, if there's any mod in particular you guys want to see, I do have some in the back of my head that I'm going to be kind of doing probably closer to spring, summertime, that I've been wanting to do, but just haven't had, gotten to yet. Nothing really planned for the Toyota, just because I'm not really going to invest that much money into it. It's just kind of my daily driver, and it's been great so far. Really no issues, just as reliable as you think. I go in for service every, 5,000 miles, and that's it. And it's great. I mean, I get good gas mileage, and, especially when I'm moving stuff or going traveling or something, it's great to just pack that SUV full of stuff because it's pretty spacious. So let's see. Trying to think if there's anything in particular that's going on. I covered the LA Auto Show, covered some of the mods, covered some of the cars. In terms of videos coming up in the future, like I said, I'll do that mod video once I actually get the product back in my hands. I'm going to work on that. Tony, you said, I'm entertained because nobody out here on US 77 South near Victoria, Texas. That's good, because I don't want you to get an accident or anything by watching this video. So I'm glad that you're safe out there on the road. I know a few friends that, some of their parents are semi-truck drivers, so respect to what you do, because it takes a lot. I mean, to be on those roads, sometimes in the worst conditions ever, especially this last week, there was a lot of bad snowstorms and stuff. So really appreciate everything you do, because if it wasn't for you, I would not have my Amazon boxes, because, semi-truck drivers like you are delivering all that stuff. So appreciate it, man. And then are you ever going to get a Hellcat? That is a damn good question. And I probably look at Hellcats once a week or something on our classifieds page and stuff in our city. I don't know. I'd want to. I've got a few hesitations towards it. Number one, it is more expensive. And I just think it's not even just the expensive one part, because you can get some pretty good used car offers. For me, it's almost like, is it worth going from my car to that car? And yeah, horsepower wise, it's like almost double. That's for sure. The part that kind of stops me is, where I drive in the city or on the freeway, I mean, the speed limit's, 70. I'm never going to unleash it. Unfortunately, they closed down our drag strip here in the city. We used to have a pretty awesome drag strip for like 40 years. And, now it's like, there's not really a place to do it. We have a circuit track that we can take the car to, but the Hellcat's not meant for that. And so I can't go out there and like test quarter mile times. Like the closest drag strip is an eighth of a mile track that's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours away. And I think the closest quarter mile track is in Las Vegas. And so, I get out there maybe once a year tops. And so in terms of, really feeling that power day to day, I don't know if I will. I'm not going to get any traction. So my 0 to 60 is probably going to be pretty similar. But a Demon, no. Unfortunately, I will not be able to afford a Demon. That is not happening. I wish, but no, that's not. I think the closest I would get is a Hellcat, and I've definitely looked at it and I've kind of discussed it with like friends and family and stuff. And I don't know. Maybe one day I'll pull the trigger. But what I like about my car is the shaker hood. And I know it sounds silly, but that's kind of one of the things I really love about my car. And you can't really get a Hellcat with a shaker hood because they have a supercharger there and stuff. And so it just doesn't work. But that's one of the things I really like, is that kind of throwback look, is the shaker hood. And so you don't get that. And I've kind of been attached to my car now. And so it'd have to be a really good deal. It'd have to be like the perfect car, because some of the Hellcats out there that are for sale either are out of warranty, or in my price range, I should say, are out of warranty, or they're just they don't have the options I want. Like I want to make sure it has leather seats and possibly a sunroof, pretty much the same stuff I have now, but in a Hellcat, and that's just going to be hard to find. So potentially, I'm not ruling it out, but I don't know if I'll do it anytime soon. Maybe if I'll wait till the summer and see what the deals are for that car. But I've been looking at that. Tony, you said you're good on the road, 31 years. Insurance is double the pickup. Let's see, Stingray thoughts, T. Igor. I really like the Stingray. I did a review on it about a year ago now. I mean, no, maybe 2 years even. I don't even remember. I did a review on it when it first came out. Really liked the car. Honestly, I considered it back when I had my Mercedes. I was considering going from, that to the Stinger, and I always had the Challenger in the back of my mind. I've kind of talked about that before. But I looked at the Stinger and I really liked it. I tried to get my brother to buy one when he was car shopping. I could definitely see it. For me, it's kind of like, I don't need 4 doors and 4 or 5 seats right now. And so I'm kind of sticking with the Challenger. But I think if you're in the market for a 4-door sports sedan, Stinger hands down should be on your list of cars to look at, because it's so cool looking, and they have so many cool colors. Like Kia is really rebranding themselves as a more kind of youthful brand, and I think it's trying to raise the bar a little bit, because you used to think of Kia as kind of like the crappy brand. No offense to any Kia owners, but it didn't used to have that brand presence, and I think they're really doing an impressive job. And their SUV, it's the Telluride, I think. I really like that SUV. If I was in the market for a big SUV, I'd probably get that one over like a Suburban or a Tahoe or something like that. I think it's a cool looking car. And then Corvette. Yeah, no, that might be the next car actually, if it's in the right price range. Because it's a new Corvette will be around 60,000. You're not going to find one in the city for 60. It's probably closer to 70 or 75 with all the options, because none of our dealers here have like the base model. And so when you're looking at that, that's out of my price range for sure. But maybe after a year or two, once they depreciate a little bit and they're closer to like the price of a used Hellcat, I could definitely see myself owning one of those Corvettes, just because they're so different and so cool. Like, a lot of cool cars are coming out. Number one, the Corvette. I really like the Mustang Mach-E SUV, kind of see how that one performs. I actually like Tesla. I'm a big fan of Tesla. The Model 3 I had for a review about a year ago, and that was a really impressive car. The Kia Stinger out there, like, it's a really cool time alive right now and in the car industry, because there are a lot of cool cars being produced, and I don't know, it's just cool to see. It's a cool environment, because there's a lot of options out there. The 50th anniversary model, yeah, no, I really like the Challenger 50th anniversary. That one is actually the first wide body car or Challenger you can get with a shaker hood. And so that was one of the things, kind of like I said, I was hesitant about with even in getting the Challenger. Well, the Hellcat was the shaker hood, and this is the wide body with the shaker. I don't know if I would pull the trigger and get one, just because it's the same engine that I have right now. It's just kind of a wide body, and it has cooler colors and little decals and stuff. But I think if I was to trade up or change my Challenger, I would go for a Hellcat, or I'd go for an entirely different car like a Corvette or something like that. But Corvette's really impressive. I mean, the numbers that they're posting, and for the price, I think it's crazy. And I don't know, it might change the market on a lot of different things and a lot of competition. I don't think anybody really cross shops, a Challenger with a Corvette, just because they're different cars. But I think if you're looking at like a Camaro, because those ones are more, sporty and better handling, I think that people will probably start looking at the Corvettes if they're similarly priced. I don't know. Or Tony, or when the YouTube money rolls in, then I'll get a Corvette for everybody. And I've considered that. I'm like, well, if I get a really nice car, maybe YouTube will be successful and stuff like that. But that's a big risk to take. So if YouTube money comes in, then I could see this, me getting a Corvette or a Hellcat immediately. It just depends. But for now, the plan is probably wait a few years and kind of see how it goes. But I think it's an awesome car. What are your guys' thoughts? What are the cars that you guys are looking at, or that you own, or are interested in getting? Because I'm curious to see what you guys own. I think some of you guys follow me on Instagram. I know you guys post I follow some of your guys' cars. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, be sure to check it out. Like I said, at Schwazy. And so, feel free to follow me on there, and I'll follow you back, and we can kind of take a look at all the cars. I try to post. It's been harder to post every day, just because I don't have new photos on my car. I just have old photos because I haven't been driving it. But I did get a new camera, so I'm hopefully going to take more kind of scenic and cool looking shots on it. So let's see. C8 could actually appreciate rather than depreciate like the latest GTR. That's a good point. The C8 may appreciate. and that's a risk that if you're one of the first to get them, you're going to be able to make some money off of it. But I expect maybe if not the first year or two, the first maybe 4 or 5 years after that, it should be able to depreciate. Not that I'm maybe going to wait that long, but I did call around when the C8 first came out. I called around to some dealerships in the Valley to see what their allocation was and try to figure out what their rules are, because every dealership has its own rules on how they will order the vehicle. Some of them require you to make a deposit. Others just put you on the list. Some deposits are refundable, others aren't. So you really got to find out from your dealership. But it sounded like the earliest that our state would get any was like June of next year, of 2020. There was one dealership that was going to get it in April, but you had to pay like a premium to be one of the first to get it. But they've already pretty much sold out of all their 2020 inventory. Most of these dealerships are looking at 2021 and 2022 Corvettes. And so I'm sure when there's more supply in the market, the price will probably start going down on the used ones. But if you're one of the first to get it and then you instantly resell it, I'm sure you could probably sell it at a premium, just like what they were doing with the Supra. But I feel like the Supra has kind of calmed down a little bit, which is another car I've actually considered, is the Supra. I really like that one. Never test driven it, but I sat in one. They didn't allow me to test drive because you have to, pretty much sign that you're going to buy the car, which I wasn't going to do without a test drive. But that was a car that was coming out like 90 grand or 190 grand or somewhere in Florida, and it was ridiculous. But now you can get it for like 50, 60,000 just MSRP. So who knows what will happen with the Corvette? If you're good at that kind of stuff and be able to flip cars, then maybe you can make money off of it. But you're also going to have to front the full 60 grand or 70 grand or whatever when it comes out. So appreciate it, Tony. You're a good guy as well. Appreciate it. Thanks for the love. It's always hard because YouTube, sometimes you get caught up in a lot of the comments, and so it's appreciate it, man. Thank you, Tony. Okay, comment on the RS6 Avant and RSQ8, please. Okay, I will talk about that. The RS6 was pretty cool. Unfortunately, they didn't have any of these cars open to come up and sit inside of. I think they had it during the press days, but I was there during the general visitors time. And so I really like the color of, I always forget, RSQ8. I always forget the R. The RSQ8 was a beautiful color. I don't know what that color was. It's a beautiful green. I posted on my Instagram, and in the LA Auto Show video, I talk about it. It's one of the first cars I talk about. Really cool looking car. It's pretty much got a Lamborghini engine or Lamborghini inspired, whatever. It's the same company, so they just detuned the engine, if that. And it looks amazing. I'm sure the price range, I don't even know what the price range is. I'm sure it's over 100 grand, probably crazy, but it's still cheaper than a new Lamborghini Urus. So you're still saving on money, but I don't know if you're spending that much already, you're going to be penny pinching. But it looks a cool looking car. I like the Q8 ever since it came out. I thought it was pretty much a Urus, but just rebadged and turned into an Audi. So I'm really happy to see that they put out the RS Q8. I'm sure the 0 to 60 numbers are crazy, and I bet people that are able to afford that kind of car, it's going to be a bestseller, because I like it more than some of the competition. I don't even know if Mercedes, it probably the closest competitor would be the GLE Coupe 63. I think that'd be the closest competitor, but I think I like the RS Q8 more. And BMW, maybe the X6M. That might be the closest competitor, but it's not the same. So I don't know. I think it's going to sell pretty well. In terms of the RS6, that thing was cool looking. Very mean. I don't follow Audi as much, but I think they restyled it just for that year or for this year. But the headlights look mean. The taillights look angry. I think it's going to sell well. And I mentioned this in the video. I think that because everybody's going towards SUVs, I think hatchbacks are going to make a bigger presence here in the States than they used to be, because you're able to get that sedan handling or the car handling, but you have a big boot that you can store stuff in. That's why I think the Stinger and the Audi A7, they all have the hatchback style of a lift gate, because you're able to fit more, and so you can sell to people who are maybe cross-shopping a small crossover. And so the RS6 is a beast. I think it competes with the E-Class. I don't know in terms of horsepower, which one's more or which one's quicker, 0 to 60, but those things are going to they're insane. I mean, the amount of, I think that one's 0 to 60 in 3.4 or 3.3 seconds, which is just crazy. I mean, I can imagine if they threw an electric battery on there and made it an electric car, I'm sure the acceleration would be quicker than that. But it's crazy you're able to get that type of power. It's funny, actually. This is the first time at the LA Auto Show that I sat in a Model X, and well, not the first time I sat in one. The first time I sat and it drove around, like I was the passenger, and then I ended up driving it. And the guy put it in ludicrous plus mode, and I had never experienced that. Even when I test drove the Model 3, mine was like a mid version, so 0 to 60 was 4.5 seconds, versus the ludicrous plus, which I think it's like right below 3 seconds, 0 to 60. And my reaction in the video that I posted was totally genuine. Like that was my reaction when it accelerated. I was so shocked. It's like a roller coaster. And so it's just crazy how much power you can get, or how quick you can get to 60 in those electric cars. If you've never experienced that, I definitely recommend you try, because it really is like you're on a ride in Six Flags or Disneyland. It's so surreal. Check out Chevy Dude on YouTube. He sells Corvettes. I think I know Chevy Dude. I think I've seen his videos. If I'm not mistaken, he's friends with Street Speed 717, or maybe he set up Corvettes, or maybe I'm thinking of somebody entirely different. But there was a dealership here when I was calling, and they had still some allocation for 2020. This was back in like August. They had some Corvette allocation for 2020, but they were requiring, and they guaranteed that I'd get one, but they were requiring, I think, a $2,000 deposit, non-refundable. So if the car gets here and you don't like it, you're kind of stuck, which I don't see why I wouldn't like it. But then I was pretty much committing for sure that I was buying this car, and I wasn't sure if I, wanted to have that big of a monthly payment, because that's 65,000. Even if I got the very base one, it's still over 60,000 on destination. So unfortunately now I think they're not going to have any allocation anymore. But I'm not in a rush, especially since I love my Challenger and I like doing the stuff I've done to it. So I'm not in a rush to change cars or anything like that. It's just, if the opportunity comes along, I'm not going to say no. But it's good to know, though, if I ever do need to, if we don't get much allocation here in Utah, if I need to go out of state, Chevy Dude, he's probably got a large, if not the biggest allocation, I think, from what he's mentioned before. The crazy part, the Model 3 performance actually quicker to 60 than both those Audis. Yeah, no, that's crazy. The Model 3 performance is like 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. I don't know. And that thing is crazy price too. Like if you look at, and I know that you don't really cross shop a Supra, a Corvette, or a Model 3, but if you look at those three vehicles, they're all in about the same price range, give or take a few grand. The Model 3 performance starts like $56,000 or something before tax credits, which expire at the end of the year. But that thing is insanely quick for the amount of money that you're paying. I mean, it's faster than the Supra. It's not as fast 0 to 60 as the Corvette with the Z51 package, but it's still insane. You can get 5 seats, 4 doors, plenty of storage space, and you can get 0 to 60 in 3.2. It's crazy. I mean, I don't know. It's the future for sure. But you said, Tony, you're saying that Chevy Dude's out of Louisville. I'm trying to think. Maybe it's not the same guy. See you later, T. Grigor. It was good seeing you. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you have a good night. But we'll keep this live chat going. Bachman Chevy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's not sounding familiar, but I swear I've seen the Chevy Dude somewhere on YouTube. I think I've come across his videos, but yeah. And I kind of brought this up earlier, but we got this. We just got 2 of these shirts, one for me, one for my girlfriend when we went to LA. But if any of you guys are interested in any merch, let me know. I could consider, putting some store up on the YouTube channel. I don't think we're big enough to get anybody to buy, but if you guys are interested, then happy to propose that and see if you guys would want any of the merch. But that's just kind of a suggestion. In Kentucky. No, I think the person I'm thinking of is in Pennsylvania. So probably not. Yeah, I don't think it's the same guy, but I think I've seen his videos before. But I don't know. I feel like I've been talking a lot, which I have because it's a live chat. You guys can't really talk back, but let me know if you guys want me to talk about it. He's a bit of a douche. Nice. Okay, maybe maybe I do know him because the guy I'm thinking of is a little bit as well. But you have a big following on YouTube. I guess you can be. I don't know. But looks like, let's see here. Yeah, I've kind of chatted about a lot of different things. I can check the Instagram, see if any of you guys are, because I posted it on there that I was doing the live stream. So I'll see if anybody's on there has messaged or asked a question on it. I don't think I have gotten anything, but nope, nothing yet. So should be good. But where are you guys located? So I'm here in Utah. What about you guys who are watching? I know some of you are from the state as well, but maybe some of you are out of state, I assume. Maybe out of the country, I don't know. Probably not, because it's probably pretty early or late, I guess, if you're watching. But I think it's probably mostly people from the United States that are watching. And let me know what kind of videos you guys want me to make. Again, like I said, if there's anything particular. Tony, you're from Alabama. Okay, I've never been out there. Yeah, I've never really been in like the Midwest. I mean, I've always wanted to go to like Nashville, Tennessee, check out kind of the music capital and stuff. But and I've wanted to check. I got a buddy who lived in Alabama for a little bit, but I never made it out there while he was out there. Blounsville. I haven't even heard of that city. But like I said, I haven't been out there too much out in the Midwest. You tend to travel closer to where you live. So in California, I've been there quite a bit, but not too much in the Midwest area. Originally in New York City. I've been there. I've been to New York quite a few times, actually. And that was one of the things I wanted to go to, was either LA Auto Show or New York Auto Show. So I like New York. It's kind of busy, though, hustle and bustle, right? But 12 years in Alabama. Okay. So you know the place pretty well. But yeah, what else do you guys want me to discuss? Happy to talk about anything. It's Utah's pretty nice overall. I like the state. I mean, it's not perfect. I don't think any place is. It's it's got its pros and cons. It's not as crazy as a lot of people from outside of the state think that the state is. It's not bad. It's a good state. I like the city, but I don't love the weather. I like the warmer climates of like California or Florida even. I don't know, anywhere, but I hate snow, so it's not the best because it snows probably like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months of the year. It's a lot. Any future plans for your YouTube channel? Moises Morales. Thanks for asking, Moises. I don't have anything in particular. I would love to grow this channel more. It's been growing phenomenally well for me. I mean, not for probably YouTube standards, but I'm at 3,700 something subscribers, and it's been awesome. It's cool to see that you're putting some effort in and you're getting something in return in terms of more subscribers and views. So it's been really cool to see that, and I really appreciate everybody out there who's been watching, subscribing, commenting, and I hope to kind of tailor this channel more towards the people who are subscribing, because I noticed that a lot of my subscribers don't end up coming and watching some of those videos. It's usually the random people on the YouTube channel that end up stumbling upon my video and seeing all those videos. So I'm hoping to kind of tailor it towards what you guys want to see. In terms of like future mods, I talked about that a little bit earlier. I do have some mod coming. It already came, and then there was a problem, and so I had to fix it and send it back, and now it's going to be shipped out again. For now, I'm planning on keeping the Challenger. I'm planning on keeping the Toyota because that's my daily driver. And I'll probably do a few other modifications, nothing crazy, nothing really engine performance wise, but a few modifications to the Challenger. And then as summer comes, we'll see what happens. I know, like we talked about earlier, the Corvette is coming out. Not that I plan to buy a brand new Corvette. It's out of my price range, but if spring or summer comes, there might be some new offers, some new deals on some new cars or used cars, and maybe I'll pursue that opportunity. But for now, I'm not planning on switching the Challenger. Let's see. Tony, you've been to Utah. Okay, very nice. Salt Lake City. You said ring your bell notifications. I don't know if I know how to do that on here. Is that on your end or mine? Because this is my first live chat, and I barely stumbled to turn this thing on. So I'm struggling with this live chat thing, even though I'm pretty good, I feel like, with tech. But yeah, Moises, that's like kind of my plan for the YouTube channel, is just keep making videos. Hopefully address what you guys want to see if there's anything particular, and kind of see where it goes. I'd love to do this full time, but it's not my full time job right now. I can't support, but yeah. So, oh, I see you're saying on your end, ring your bell notifications. Yeah. So if you're a viewer on the channel and you want to click I think on YouTube you can click notifications, and that way it's like a little bell sign, and so that way if you're constantly wanting to see the newest video I upload, you'll get an alert every time that happens. I have a few people that I follow that every time they post a video, I immediately get an alert, or it'll show up on like the first page of my YouTube search browsing, page, landing page. That's where it's going to show up. So that's also a way for you guys to follow the latest video rather than having to check back the channel every few weeks to see if I uploaded a new video. So Tony, you got notified about the video tonight because you have your notifications. Yeah, exactly. So appreciate that. I'm glad that you have me on the little bell and stuff, that you're able to watch the channel when you get an alert. So that's kind of one way for people to, if you're not aware of that, that's one way that you guys can see if I've uploaded a new video. I try to upload pretty often. Really, it depends on what material I have. I know that it's sometimes like a few weeks, maybe even a month before I upload a new video. And that's just because I don't really want to upload a video where I have nothing to talk about. And so I try to have some sort of material. Like I said, the last mod I was going to upload that video before LA, but then that mod kind of went south and I had to wait until the LA Auto Show to post a video, and then editing takes a while. And so sometimes it takes, miles go by quickly. Yeah. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer for me to upload a video. So I apologize about that. If you guys are wanting to see a video every week, I can try. It's just hard with, editing and everything and coming up with the idea. Sometimes it's not having enough ideas to really film the video or anything to talk about. So that's kind of why I'm also doing this live stream, is to get some ideas from you guys on what you want to see, because I don't want to post a video that nobody's going to watch, because that's just boring for everybody. Hopefully you're almost at your destination, Tony. You were saying you were headed to you mentioned where you were headed to earlier, but somewhere in Texas, but I don't remember the name of the city. But hopefully you're almost at your destination. Also, let me know if there's any cars that you guys want me to review. If there's anything particular, I can reach out. Previously, I've reached out to dealerships or been able to get the car on a test drive and do a review on it. So if there's any car that you're dying to see a review on, or my take on it, I'd be happy to do that. I've been kind of slow in terms of car reviews because, for one, it's hard to get my hands on them because sometimes the dealerships don't respond, and other times because it takes a big time commitment. And if it's a car that you're not interested in, then there's no point for me to really do it. You're 230 miles away, Tony, Brownsville. Well, that's probably going to be a few hours, so good luck with that. You're probably already an hour ahead of me right now, so you're probably almost 10 o'clock. So good luck, my man. That's a long trip, but I'm sure you do it on a daily basis, so I'd probably fall asleep, but I cannot do night driving very well, overnight driving. So yeah, let me know what cars you guys want to see. If there's anything particular, I can try to, it's easier for me to get my hands on cars that are Honda, maybe even Mercedes, but I can't do a McLaren because I don't really have access to one. So, hopefully more reasonable cars, I should be able to get my hands on them and try to do a review for it. I've been looking at doing a review on potentially like a Model X. I looked the other day at a few other cars. I'm trying to recall. I've thought about doing the Kia Telluride as well, and doing some of those vehicles, but let me know what you guys want to see. Paying bills, nice, Tony. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? You gotta do what pays the bills. So that makes sense. But we'll probably cut this video off in, I don't know, probably 7 or so minutes. Maybe cut it off around 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, or whatever time it is for you guys. But I'm happy to do more of these videos if that's what you guys want to see. It's fun for me. Hopefully it's fun for you guys, even if we don't have a big turnout. But I can, that way I know what you guys want and I can answer any questions you guys might have. So it's been fun. I hope you guys had a good time as well. It's been interesting. I'm glad I got to know some of you guys over here on, using this live chat feature. It's cool because sometimes, I don't see you guys either on the Instagram or on the channel much. So it's cool to see you guys interacting and being there out there watching the video. So that's cool. Check out the new electric Porsche. Yeah. So when we were in LA, I did see, I think it's the Taycan or Taycan. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but we did see that one. It was locked, so we couldn't see really inside aside from looking through the window, but that thing looks cool. I don't know. The price range is really high. And I mean, Porsche is always expensive, but when you're hitting like the $180,000 category, there's a lot of cars out there that, I'm sure it competes with it in terms of 0 to 60, but it's a really high price range. When you're looking at the low end of like 103,000 is where it starts. There you have a little bit more of a value proposition, but at the same time, that's not the most powerful vehicle. And the Tesla Model S can do 0 to 60, and it's cheap in a quicker speed, and it's cheaper than that starting price of the Porsche. Now, again, Porsche has a kind of more premium brand than Tesla does, but I don't know. It's just, to me, the price is pretty steep, and I get it. I mean, it's Porsche, It's just when you're hitting the 200 grand range, you're hitting like supercar status in terms of like Lambos, Ferraris, and it can compete with those, but I just don't know what that market is. I'm not sure. The new electric Mustang, yeah. So I talked about this a little bit earlier in the video. I was really impressed with the Mustang Mach-E, and I think it's going to be a cool seller. I think it's going to sell very well for Ford. Don't love the name. I mentioned that in the video. I wish maybe they just should have kept like Mach-E instead of the Mustang Mach-E, because it's not a Mustang. And I mean, it looks like it, and I think I get what they're doing. It's all marketing. But I just don't know. I'm a huge Mustang fan, at least not the new ones per se, but the old school, because that's really what kicked off like the Pony Wars. And I really like the old school Mustangs, from the 1960s. And I just don't know if it kind of tarnishes that name or alienates its consumer base. But, it's grown on me, and the name has grown on me. But the car has been really impressive. When I saw it, in person at the auto show, I thought it was awesome. I mean, I think especially the price range that they're starting at, I think you can get one like the low 40s, the base one. And then the GT is only like 60. So, at that 60,000 price point, we've talked about this throughout the whole video. At $60,000, you have a lot of cars that you can choose from. They're really impressive. And so, one second, I got a notifications. Somebody watching the video saying, even me and my brother, we wanted to restore one of those older cars, like the old Mustang, or we looked like a GTO, and I mean, you name it. We looked at all those old cars. So I really respect those older vehicles because they really, that heritage is carried off into what we see today with a lot of these muscle cars. And so I was hoping they would just go with like a Mach-E or something like that. And but I think it's going to sell well. And at $60,000, you can get a 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds and have an electric SUV. I don't see how it won't sell well. And it seems to me right now it's got a lot more buzz than like the Audi e-tron or the Jaguar I-Pace, which are all electric cars as well, but they're just not as much like, charisma and stuff, and there's not as much noise out there in the media on those cars as there is with the Mustang SUV. So let's see. Groovy, you were saying you were just watching a video where I installed the light up wires. Yeah, so that was that video is kind of exploded, and I did not mean for it to. I didn't think it was, so I'm glad that people were kind of watching that video and enjoying it. So far, the L wire or EL wire, however you pronounce it, it has not gone out on my car. I know a lot of people are saying it's gonna die. It's not gonna last. It's been about a month and a half, I want to say. It was sometime in September, I think, or October that I installed it. So it's been like a month and a half. It hasn't gone out yet, knock on wood. At the end of the day, I spent $15 on it. If it does go out, it's not a big deal. It's not a huge loss. I can just reinstall it. But it was fun. I saw some other YouTuber, I think Rush Shift is the name of the YouTuber. He posted a video of him doing this installation. And so I saw it on his channel first, so I give him credit. And so I decided to do my own install video. I did it a little bit differently than he did. But it's been cool. I like that light. It adds a cool touch. And Tony, yes, the name is stupid for the Mustang SUV. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can get around it. Like, Mustang was iconic when it came out, and I know that they're trying to recreate that because this is kind of an iconic car. It's their first electric, mass production, electric, exciting SUV. It's just they could have chose a different name. But, yeah, what you're going to do. It's one of those things. What are you guys' thoughts on the SUV, though? Do you guys like it, the Mustang SUV? I keep calling it the Mustang SUV. I know it has its own name, but what are your guys' thoughts on it? I mean, I think it's cool, but we'll see what the market says. And what I'm curious about is, Tesla is a great manufacturer, but it's not known for its reliability, right? They're more known for their innovation. Ford, for me, not that it's like Toyota reliable, but it's interesting to see how a major manufacturer, one that's probably one of the biggest in the world, is able to produce an electric car, and whether they're going to have the same issues that Tesla did with like some of the fitment issues and some scratches and scuffs that a lot of people and they post this on YouTube, a lot of people who bought the Model 3 when it first came out, they would get it off the delivery truck and it was the panels wouldn't fit. There was like scuffs on the paint or dents, and so they had to get all those things fixed. I'm curious to see if Ford is going to face that same issue because they already have this production acumen. They already know how to produce these vehicles. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna. I don't know. They might do a better job than Tesla. Maybe they won't because it's a whole new type of product. So that's what I'm really curious to see is how does the reliability stack up? And only time will tell. Thunderbolt would have been a better name. Yeah, I agree. I think Thunderbolt would have been awesome. Maybe they could have even kept the electric pony like badge on the front and just called it a Thunderbolt. That would have been a cool name. It's simple, it's easy, it's understandable, and it makes, it relates to the car. But I don't know, they chose Mustang. Any tips for a beginner to get into mods for your car? That's a good question. And I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the video. I'm not too big into crazy mods. I know some people are, and a lot of people on YouTube, they make a lot of money making videos about mods. My concern is when you do like mechanical mods and you void your warranty, a lot of times that can cause issues. And I know that firsthand experience because I have a buddy who he had a Hellcat. Well, he still does have a Hellcat. It's a Charger. And, he ended up going and getting it tuned and getting a lot more horsepower. I think he got close to like 850 wheel horsepower. And then one of his like pistons, one of the valves on his engine broke through and pretty much cracked his piston open while he was driving it. And I think he was going at like wide open throttle, but still, I think there's a lot of risks when you're doing some crazy mods. And, I'm sure if you do it well and you know what you're doing, you're not going to have issues. But that's just always in the back of my mind that, I might screw something up and it might ruin my car and then I'm out for a Hellcat engine. And so, and it also voids your warranty, Tony. You're right. Yeah, it voids your warranty. So if you get a used car that, you didn't spend too much on, and a new engine or a new transmission or something isn't going to cost you that much, then you can get into it. I think it all depends on the vehicle you have. Like when I had my Mercedes, there were some mods that I did. Like I tried to do maybe I could, wrap the mirrors in carbon fiber or do some work on the exhaust or change the wheels up. And those kind of depend on the car. On my Challenger, I'm looking at, doing those interior lights because that's a little mod that I wanted to add. Challengers have a lot of things you can add. Like I'm looking to add some hood pins onto my car because that's, an accessory that I wanted to do. Maybe wrapping the hood or wrapping the entire car a different color. Those can get expensive, of course. But, even simple things like just, on Etsy, if you search your car, you can see what people are making out there. Like I got my gas cap little sticker that says, I think it says Scat Packer. It's got like the bumblebee stripes. And that was on Etsy and I got it for like $25. And, you can order some stuff on there because those are usually owners that, found a need for something and they ended up ordering it. So it really depends on what car you have. If you want to give me what your car is, maybe I can give you an idea, but I'm not probably the expert in mods. So, and then Groovy, you asked, have you done any more small mods on your Challenger? So the last one I did was the exhaust system. I did the Dynamax. I had my buddy install that. and that has been amazing. The Amazon reviews don't lie. It really is an awesome modification. It makes the Challenger sound really, really mean, and you can do it on any car, really. And then since then, I was going to have another mod that I had to ship back because it wasn't working. So in the next few weeks, I should get that mod fixed, and I should be able to install it. That one is really cool looking, and I'm really excited for it. So I'm kind of antsy to get that product and be able to install it. So that's going to be my next one. After that, I do have some plans. I think the hood pins are one of the things I want to do. So that will probably be one of the ones after that. So those are some of the small mods I'm working on. Everyone mods to the extreme for power, then boom. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a risk you take. The mods, sometimes they just destroy your vehicle, and there's plenty of examples for that. And there's plenty of examples where it doesn't, but I'm more of a cautious person, and so I don't like touching that kind of stuff. To me, cutting off the mufflers was like a big step because I did not want to change anything that was stock. Like for me, seeing that like razor or that saw go through my muffler and cut it off, that was kind of a big moment for me. So to get anything related to the engine, that's where I start kind of shaking my head, because it's an expensive car, and the engine for that car is not cheap either. Those Hemis are kind of expensive. I've never looked into it, but I just assume they're going to be a pretty penny, and I just don't want to deal with it, even if your warranty is out. But 217 miles to go. Nice, Tony, you're getting there. I don't know if we'll keep this video going for the entire time, but hopefully keep you entertained. Maybe mention your first mod on your car or how you research. Yeah, so I'm trying to think what my first one on the Challenger was. When I first bought the Challenger, I had the stickers or the stripes on the side of the car, and they have them on the hood as well. Maybe you've seen it on the Instagram, or you've probably seen it on the YouTube videos. That was probably the first mod. I didn't do it myself. I was the previous owner. He also added bigger tires, I should say, and then he tinted the windows. For me, that's probably the first mod I would do, is tint windows. I did that. That was probably the first thing I did on my Mercedes as well. I like the look, and it lets, it cools your car down in the summer. Well, it doesn't cool it down, but it prevents it from getting as hot because of the window tint. And it just adds privacy. You might want to check your state's laws in terms of whether the police can pull you over for that. But that's a whole other story. But that's probably what I would do, is something like that. You could look at like vinyl stickers and stuff. But that I would be cautious about that, because it depends on the car. I think the Challenger is one of those cars where you can add stickers and it still looks good, but sometimes when you add stickers to cars, it looks tacky. So it just depends. Usually the way I do my research is, first off, Google. I just look at mods for the Dodge Challenger. But for me, my main medium, of course, is YouTube, and so I do a lot of like YouTube searching. I'll search modifications for, and you can search whatever car you have. And there's usually somebody out there that's done a video on those type. If it's a popular car, there's going to be a video out there that there's mods done to a car, and you can kind of pick and choose what you think is best, and then you can kind of make the mod decision of your choice. So, would you add halos to it, to the Challenger? So mine already has kind of those halo lights on the headlights. I probably wouldn't. I'm going to talk about problems with mods again, but I have. So I'm part of the group here in Utah called Salt City Mopars. It's an awesome group. If you are in Utah, definitely add them on Facebook. They're just all Mopars, right? You have Dodge Chargers, Challengers, you have Rams on there, Jeeps, everything. And I saw some people on there that had color changing halos. So my car already comes with like the halos on the headlights. Then there's a mod that you can do where it changes the colors. And there was a few people that were in that group that I noticed that they had problems with their color changing halos. Like they would be two different colors, or it like wouldn't turn on or glitch. And so I think if I was to do that, I would want to make sure that it works well and it's a product I can trust. And I haven't. The next mod I'm going to do, which you'll see in the, I don't know if it's the next video or the video after that, it's kind of along those lines, but it's a little bit different. And that's the route I'm going to go. But I think the color changing halos are pretty cool. And if you have like a Challenger that's older than 2015, they didn't come with halos. I think that's definitely something I would do if I had one of those older Challengers, is get the LED rings. And there's a lot of different companies that sell those. But for my car, I'm going a little bit of a different route, and you'll see what I mean in my future video. I think it looks cool, but it's similar to the color changing halos. So. Yep. let me see if I missed something, but I think I've talked about kind of everything I wanted to. This honestly went a little longer than I thought it was going to be, which is totally fine, but I wasn't sure there'd be enough topics to talk about, especially since it was kind of a last minute thing. I posted on the Instagram today and on the YouTube channel as well. So let's see, saves the interior, Tony. You're talking about in terms of mods, saves the interior for, I'm not sure, I might not be following along, but interior mods, I haven't really done any aside from that lighting that I posted a few weeks ago. And I also added the little not halo lights, what are they called? They're like these little, like these lights, the floodlights, I think, or puddle lights is what they're called. So when you open the door, there's a light that shines on the ground. I did that mod, and I turned it into a little Scat Pack or Super B emblem. But I got you, Tony. You said tint saves the interior. Yeah, it does. That too. So I think tint's kind of an obvious one. Got to call the wife. You do that. If you need to log off, you're totally fine. But yeah, thanks, Tony, for that clarification. Yeah, tint also does save the interior. So that's probably one of the first mods I would do. It's just kind of simple. And I think everybody does it, but it's for privacy. I personally like it because that way people can't look into my car all the time. And I don't know, especially if you have something in there and you're parked somewhere, it's kind of nice. My tint, the previous owner put a pretty strong tint on there, and I don't know if I would even go that far, but I wasn't going to remove it. So it depends on what you like. I'm curious who's been on this, who's been a subscriber since like day one. I mean, I've had this channel for probably about, I want to say 3 years, maybe even longer than that, maybe coming up on 4, maybe even 4 years, I think I'm coming up. And I'm curious who's been on there since then. I mean, I used to have some certain followers that would follow me just because I had the Mercedes. And I'm sorry for those of you that I switched to the Challenger. I probably disappointed some of you, but I'm curious to see. I'll be seeing you as well, Tony. Thanks. Maybe in the next live stream. I'll look forward to seeing you guys. Again, if you guys have an Instagram, be sure to follow me on there. I feel like I'm more active on there than on YouTube because YouTube I use just for videos. Whereas on Instagram, I post a lot of photos of, not a lot, but I post a good amount of photos of my car. So if you guys are missing some of the love on YouTube, you can check me out and, direct message me on Instagram as well. But yeah, like I said, I've had this channel for 4 years, had the Mercedes for a good part of that. And then a year and a half ago, I switched to the Challenger. So I'm curious who's stuck around. I think that I've tried to keep it interesting, but let me know if there's anyone on here that's been watching, or maybe let me know how long you've been watching this channel. Is it, last month, or has it been, several years? I subscribed 5 minutes ago. Way to go, Groovy. That's awesome. Hopefully see you more on the channel. I hope to keep bringing good content for you guys. But yeah, it's been an interesting journey. And YouTube's changed its rules so many times that it's kind of hard to keep track. But the first few years there wasn't very many. I remember when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I was probably like 2 years into it, and so it's grown exponentially since then, but it's still minuscule compared to a lot of other YouTube channels out there. But I've enjoyed doing it. I love doing it. I think it's fun and entertaining, and hopefully it brings you some new information. I'm not an expert in really anything, but I can provide my perspective, and that's kind of what I'm here to do. So, but thank you, Groovy. Appreciate you subscribing. Let me know what you want to see on the channel. I have a lot of videos I feel like already on the YouTube channel about the Challenger, but there's always more. So let me know what you guys want to see. And also, I'm sorry, the camera is not very clear, so I kind of look disheveled in the camera as I'm looking at it. But maybe if I keep doing these, I'll get an actual webcam. This is just using my computer. So I'll probably start finishing up the video because it's already 9:13 my time. It's whatever, it's Mountain Standard Time, so you guys are probably tired. But I appreciate all of you guys logging on and answering my questions and asking me questions. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Hopefully, again, like I said, feel free to message me. Probably preferred on Instagram because I don't really use the message app on YouTube. It doesn't really work very well. If you guys have any questions or you want to see something or just comment, I pretty much look at everybody's comments. If I don't respond, that doesn't mean that I didn't see it or that I don't like you. It just sometimes means that I don't, I don't really have time to do it sometimes. And that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate you guys out there that are commenting. So I appreciate you. I appreciate my family who's been supporting me through this, my girlfriend who supported me through this as well. It's been kind of cool that, people have been, like my family's been buying mods, or they've been kind of, like my brother last year, he got me these magnets that I put on my car. So it's cool to see the community that's growing on YouTube and off of YouTube as well. So you guys have a good night. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate my family. If any of them are watching, my parents, my brother. So I feel like I'm talking about an Oscar. But yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Hopefully have a video up in the next couple weeks. But keep me posted on what you guys want to see. So you guys have a good night. Take it easy.